did he say the first time you spoke?
When I see your wife, I'm going to kill her. The second time he called, he reiterated that he was going to hurt her.
We were supposed to be dating. We were still dating until this plumber guy came along. Okay, I'm going to leave that alone.
A mother's life comes to a violent end in the arms of her son. The story that you're about to hear is one of love, jealousy, rage, and heartbreak. Grab your snack and let's dive into this tragic story. 42-year-old Latrese Morris-Dorsey was a physical therapist assistant and a loving mother to 3 children. She was always dependable, helpful, and kind to all. She was the kind of friend people could count on. Latrese was a single mother to 3 children, but sometimes kept in touch with her estranged husband, Paul Dorsey. Following a breakup with a man by the name of Earl Maxwell, whom she had been dating for about 4 years, Latrese and her children relocated to a new residence on the west side of Detroit to start a new life. Tragically, on June 18, 2017, her life was brutally ended as she was shot and killed in front of her 4-year-old toddler. Her 14-year-old held her as she took her last breath.
Walking home and my little sister runs out, she says, "Mom just got shot, Mom just got shot." I'm like, what do you mean?
Justin called 911, tried to stop the bleeding, but it was too late. His mom, his everything, died in his arms.
You can't describe it. You have to actually lose a parent just like how I did to really know the feeling that I felt.
A victim of an abusive relationship, Latrese left this world on Father's Day, and her only surviving parent was struck by everlasting grief. Latrese Morris-Dorsey, a single parent, had a kind-hearted nature and was always willing to assist those in need. She was a cherished mother of a family of 3 sisters and shared a strong bond with her father, John Morris, and sister, Megan Morris. Latrese had grown apart from her husband, Paul Dorsey, but the two were very civil of each other. Her stepdaughter was very fond of her and spoke to Latrese often. Paul was active in the lives of the children that they shared, Jada, who was 4 years old, and Justin, who had recently celebrated his 14th birthday. Latrese took great pride in her children and made sure they received a quality education and were always well provided for. Things took a strange turn in life when Latrese started dating Earl Maxwell. The two had a good relationship until he became a little possessive, which Latrese didn't stand for. She broke things off with the 38-year-old. After about 4 years, he did not take it well. Latrese's family described him as a man who always wears sunglasses, about 5 foot and 8 inches in height, with Latrese's name tattooed on the side of his arm, and a guy with a sort of big build. After Latrese broke up with him, he had a hard time moving on. He reportedly called Latrese's ex-husband, Paul, over 20 times. After Latrese blocked him on social media and her cell phone, he called me at least 20 times because she had cut her phone off, so the only person he could get in touch with is me, said Paul Dorsey, Morris-Dorsey's estranged husband. Dorsey was asked what Maxwell said when they first spoke. "When I see your wife, I'm going to kill her," Dorsey said. Second time he called, he reiterated he was going to hurt her. He made the last threat 2 weeks before Latrese lost her life. Paul promptly informed Latrese of the matter at hand. However, she appeared rather nonchalant about it. Nonetheless, to move forward, Latrese relocated to a serene West Detroit neighborhood on Avon Avenue. She needed a fresh start for not only herself, but her children as well. Her amiable nature was appreciated by her neighbor, Ron Wilson, who spoke highly of her family's pleasant demeanor and impeccable manners. So what exactly happened on Father's Day of 2017? 2 months after the move, on June 18, 2017, Latrese was getting ready to go to her sister Megan's house for Father's Day. 4-year-old Jada was watching her mother get dressed, while 14-year-old Justin was playing video games in his room. After some loud screaming, he suddenly heard a burst of what sounded like very loud firecrackers. He didn't realize what was going on because he had headphones on. His little sister ran out, telling him, "Mom just got shot! Mom just got shot!" That's when he saw his mother sitting on the ground, blood rushing from her body. Justin quickly began to yell for help. Just then, the neighbor, Ron Wilson, managed to run to their side and tried to revive Latrese with CPR, but it was unsuccessful. Once paramedics arrived, they pronounced her deceased. The traumatized children were received by family and friends. Latrese's father, James Morris, had lost one of his precious daughters on Father's Day, leaving a hole in his heart. An autopsy later revealed Latrese had been shot 10 times at close range, while young Justin had not been able to see who shot his mom. Family and friends immediately named Earl as a suspect. Authorities started looking for him. Megan Morris took the children in, with little Jada repeatedly telling everyone, "He shot her, he killed my mom," possibly referring to Earl. About 2 days later, Earl Maxwell turned himself in for the deadly shooting. He initially confessed to murdering Latrese, but his defense attorney made him change his statement. Earl Maxwell's defense was that he had not meant to shoot his ex-girlfriend. He claimed he had accidentally shot her 10 times, being very specific about shooting her in the head, arm, and torso. His lawyers sought to argue that he should not be charged with first-degree murder, contending that his initial statements to the police were made in error and that he did not intend to cause her death. They maintained that his actions were driven by a momentarily loss of self-control rather than premeditation. On the other hand, the prosecution contended that the killing was premeditated. During the court proceedings, Latrese's stepdaughter was overcome with emotions and directed her anger towards the perpetrator, repeatedly questioning how he could commit such a heinous act against her family.
I hate you! And you can feel my skin! I hate you, dog!
The stepdaughter of a woman killed as young children looked on comes face to face with the killer. Wait until you hear what she said before the judge hauled him off to prison.
Taking the stand, Earl Maxwell showed remorse and got sidetracked, telling everyone that his relationship had been fine with Latrese until she started seeing a plumber. The judge had to order him to be silent during court proceedings. Earl Maxwell got 25 years to 50 years in prison, which the family believes is too mild for the nature of the crime he committed.
We were supposed to be dating. We were still dating until this plumber guy came along. Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone.
Maxwell continued on with things that had the judge telling him to zip it until finally...
But I was wrong. I was wrong, and I'm sorry, and ain't no way I can repay this. It's between me and the Lord now. I just want to let y'all know that I have repented with every bone in my body, and I can never take this back down here on this earth. And I just want to let y'all know that the Lord gave me a dream that she's with the Lord. And that's the only thing that kept me from killing myself.
Exactly 4 years later, on June of 2021, after his mother was murdered, Justin graduated high school with a 4.0 GPA. He was accepted into Ferris State University on a full football scholarship and studied physical therapy, following in his late mother's footsteps. "My mom was a physical therapy assistant. She cared about people, and I want to care about people just like her," he said. "I knew at the end of the day I had to work hard for what I want, and that was to go to college on a scholarship, play my favorite sport, and major in what my mom always wanted to, just to get a degree she didn't have, because I knew I wanted it for myself. We all want to be successful, but first, you have to want it for yourself. And that is what I achieved." Justin aspired to lead a positive life as a legacy and tribute to his mother.
I'm happy it's over with. I miss my friends and stuff, but I mean, you gotta grow up in life sooner or later.
Justin Dorsey, who just graduated from high school, had to grow up faster than most. 4 years ago this month, when he was just 14 years old, his mother, Latrese Morris-Dorsey, was shot and killed by a jealous ex inside their Detroit home. This as he was about to become a freshman at Livonia's Clarenceville High School. Justin admits he struggled at first.
To achieve what I really wanted, to be a football player, to go to school, I had to stop all that and actually get right. I had to, because if I didn't, I mean, I wouldn't have what I want right now.
Justin worked hard, getting a 4.0, going to the gym 6 times a week, and taking his aggression out on the field. That hard work paying off. Ferris State University offering Justin a scholarship to play football, where he also plans to follow in his mother's footsteps, majoring in physical therapy.
Latrese's story highlights the dangers of a controlling partner and how early warning signs should be reported. While she would have undoubtedly been proud of her son's accomplishments, her life was cut short, leaving her father and loved ones to grieve. What do you guys think? Is it a fitting punishment for the killer of a loving mother and daughter? Let us know in the comments below. That's all for today's video, and thanks for watching. Before you leave, make sure to subscribe to my channel and turn on your notifications so you never miss any updates. I'll see you in the next video. Take care and stay tuned.